Hi guys, it's me. I want to talk about inner child work and inner child healing tonight. My drink is a caramel brulee creme, not latte, creme. There's no caffeine in this. Instead of milk, ask for vanilla sweet cream. Okay, I'll just put you on game. Okay, so anyways, I wanted to talk about. By the title, you probably know that we're going to talk about having a teddy bear or holding a teddy bear as an adult. So, to heal your inner child. First, I want to talk about why it is even important to heal your inner child, okay? And I was reading a couple of articles today that I wanted to include here. So, this one is from woventraumatherapy.com, and it says that the benefits of inner child work. Inner child work is a style of therapy that focuses on addressing unmet childhood needs and healing attachment wounds while exploring how the inner child shows up in your adult life. So if you've been on my page before and you've watched it and you're like, why is this what is even the point of me healing my inner child? Because those wounds continue to show up in our adult life. Just because you grew up, just because you moved on, just because somebody said get over it, does not really mean you got over it. There are behaviors and patterns and movements and ways of thinking that are the results of wounds that you have had in your childhood. And a lot of times our childhood wounds are exposed in relationships. Like when you're dating, friendships, anything that is really close to you, anything that really gets close to your heart, which is usually where our inner child resides, right? Like around our heart, you get really defensive, and all those behaviors that you have from childhood that are absolutely unhealthy pop back up. So that's why they say sometimes relationships can trigger things in you. Now, emotionally wounded children who haven't been given the nurturing love and safety they need often develop into adults who still hold on that pain in their bodies. Even if they've gotten really good at masking it, burying it, or using it to fuel productivity or success. There is a whole huge book called The Body Keeps Score. It's literally explaining and detailing how our physical body holds on to emotional trauma. You don't have to get beat up. You don't have to get punched in the face. You don't have to get raped. You could just get insulted, berated, yelled at, cursed at every single day, and that's traumatic to your brain. And our body keeps that, it stores that until we actually address and release that. Why inner child work? I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to read some sections of this article. This work feels so empowering because it allows you to access buried pain that continues to hurt and guide your decision making. Shebo. It is buried inside of us. We don't even remember or realize or acknowledge this thing, but somehow it is guiding us and affecting how we make our decisions. We need access to our wounds before we can heal. You need to be able to access your wound. You need to be able to remember it. You need to be able to move all that dirt away and like, ooh, that's ugly. Damn. See that shit before you can heal it. You can't, when you go to the hospital, even if you got shot or you got stabbed and there's blood everywhere, the doctor doesn't just start to sew you the fuck up. He washes you off, cleans you up so that he can see exactly where the blood is oozing out of, where the pain is coming out of. We need to move things around, move things away, expose the actual source of pain, the actual source of the bleed. That's where we find out what we could do. Blood is just the external symptom. Like, hey, something is deadly wrong. I'm bleeding. Yes. But what is causing the bleeding? It's never on the surface. We gotta dig, baby. We gotta dig. When there is early trauma, healing often means that finding your inner child, acknowledging and tenderly caring for their wounds, and learning how to support them as they heal. So this allows you to learn how to take care of yourself, how to grow, how to heal that child. Because once you heal that child, you're able to heal your adult self. Okay. So now I want to show you somebody, okay? And we're gonna read this. The other day I was gonna. It's been 3 days in the making of recording this video. Let me tell you. When you have depression, you think about something, and then it takes you motherfucking time to actually accomplish it. But here we are, 3 days later. The idea came, everything. I set up everything. I was just like, not today. Anyways, let me introduce you to Mr. Bear. Duh. His name is Mr. Teddy, by the way. Teddy Bear. So original. I've always had a teddy bear since I was a child, since I was a little girl. Obviously, I was the only girl amongst 8 children, and everybody else was a boy. So everybody who came to visit me or came for Christmas would give me some kind of teddy bear. You know what I mean? I don't remember. I have a traumatic memory, and I know that you're gonna be like, oh, that's so dramatic. What I had a doll that was like maybe this tall, or a little shorter. And those were the first ones. By the way, I grew up in West Africa, Cameroon, came to America at 17. So this is experiences in Cameroon, Africa. And my parents bought me this doll who was like, not life size, but she was like a little, like she could walk. She could walk, and there was something in her back that made her talk. Like a little voice box that made her talk. And you would shake her or you would squeeze her. And I remember you squeeze her and she would talk. One day, my little brother removed that voice box and destroyed my doll. And I think that I never really wanted a toy after that, a doll after that, because it was like, you murdered her. Like, you took her head off and then you took her back. What is wrong with you? So, I don't know really much. I didn't have that many dolls after that. I remember that. But I know that I always had a teddy bear. Like, always the cutest, softest, well decorated teddy bears. And my mom would buy them for me. Or the ones that I'm remembering very vividly, there were two of them. One could sing and one was just so cute. They were both white teddy bears. One of them was like this kind of bear, and one of them was like a little chubby one. And their paws were decorated. You know how this one is white, this one was like a Burberry green and red. Well, that's Gucci now that I think about it, but it wasn't a Gucci. Those were the colors of Gucci though. And I just love these teddy bears. I remember when I was 17 years old living in my country, and I was like, yo, I wish I could take at least one bear with me. I don't think that at the time I knew or understood what the effect that a teddy bear can have on you, the healing and comforting effect that this just holding this motherfucker can have on you. By the way, I'm sitting on a rocking chair. That's another inner child healing thing that I have. Random thought though. My boss at work, I work at an elementary school, so we have a principal who's a man and a vice principal who's a woman. One day at work, I don't remember what I was wearing, but I do know that I was wearing something very cute and comfortable. And she was like, "Hey, comfy queen," and that stuck to my mind. Not in a negative way, but it was like people on the exterior are able to notice that I do a lot of things to make myself comfortable. And this is a work environment, right? We don't work together. I work in a classroom. She works in the office. But every time she saw me, there's something that she saw that was like, this girl is big on confidence. I don't know if it's that I'm not in heels, because now my other brain is like, well, what if she was saying like, bitch, you never dress up? But that's not it. I'm really very cute, very professionally dressed, but always very comfortable. Like if it's a sweater I'm wearing, it looks so soft and comfortable. I have this balaclava that I fucking love, and it's so comfortable, and it's just. So I realized that I have spent my entire life making myself safe, making myself comfortable, because you don't feel comfortable if you don't feel safe. Okay. Okay. You don't get comfortable unless you feel safe. So I've made myself feel safe a lot because I have felt unsafe a lot. And the people who were in charge or responsible to protect, defend, and make me safe didn't do a good job when I was a child. They did not do a good job at all. At 15 years old, I ran away from home because my dad was very abusive. And I know that YouTube doesn't like that word. I'll write it here. Um and I remember telling my dad about it, and he said, "That's what you get. That's what you deserve." What? Right? So I've never felt safe. I've never felt like, somebody's coming to save me. No, because even when I pointed out somebody who abused me, people said, "Well, that's what you get." Like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you light skinned? Why are you short? Why you look like that? Why you thick? What? I was 15 years old. So, which is a ever since I have focused really hard on being comfortable and feeling safe in my body and in my environment, no matter where I am. Like if I'm in a public space, I can carry something like a perfume on me, which is like lavender based. So every time I smell my shirt, I'm brought back to relaxation. Right? So that has helped reduce my level of anxiety because I used to have so many anxiety attacks to the point where I could be talking to you and just lose consciousness and fall to the ground. That was my reality for like 5, 6 years. And people, my family would be scared every time I would leave the house because I could go like be in a cab and lose consciousness. What is this person going to do? Is he going to bring me back where he picked me up? Is he going to throw me out the cab, which had happened before? Is he going to try to like rape me? It was very scary for my parents, right? There's also that it was very nerve wracking for me, but I never leave like that. Like I've always been a very opposite child. Like I'm a very fragile being, physically or mentally. I know emotion. I don't know, something like that in my head. I'm very, because obviously I have depression and anxiety, but I also live like somebody who was meant to climb all the trees and bounce with the monkeys and ride with the gorillas. I have never lived like somebody who has asthma. Who has asthma that can be triggered by running. I have never lived like somebody who can be outside when it's cold because my lungs are gonna hurt when I get home. I have never lived with restrictions. So, what was that? What's my point? Just kidding. To circle back, even in those moments where I felt unsafe, I found a way to make me feel safe. And one thing that has been pretty regular is teddy bears. The other day I looked up what are the benefits of adults having teddy bears, like emotional benefits. And I got a beautiful article and I decided that I just gotta record and read this to my people. You guys ready? There are 7 reasons in this one. Say hi, teddy bear. 7 reasons adults should have stuffed animals too, right? I'm not gonna read the little details at the top. We're gonna go straight to the motherfucking business, okay? Number 1, stuffed animals bring a sense of security. See how I'm holding him? I'm not holding his hand, I'm holding him like this. It really makes me feel like I'm okay. It's probably not surprising that adults use stuffed animals and loveys in much the same way as children do. They offer a sense of security during times of change or struggle. These are referred to as comfort objects or transitional objects, and they can help us feel a greater sense of security when moving from one life stage to another, or even from one job or one house to another. First of all, pause. When I read this article, I only read the first line, and I stopped. I did not go in depth. I was just like, this is good. I'm going to read it to them. But damn, my teddy bear is usually in my room. Not always in my bed, not always in my hands. He's usually either in a chair or up in a closet when I'm feeling like big dog, right? A couple of days ago, I started to just hold on to him, and I woke up that morning when I wanted to record this, and I just held him, and that's when I started to do the research. This thing talked about when you are moving from one life stage to another. January 1st, no, January 1st in the night, like around midnight, so into January 2nd, my dad passed away. So is that a fucking big life change? Yeah, yeah. We might not always realize those things that our body requests for. Like, I need comfort. And you're like, for what? Bitch, for what? Just do it. Because I could have said, why do I need to hold a teddy bear? I'm good. No, I just went and I held it. And it felt like I was holding a child and making them feel safe. And that suited what I was feeling. That suited whatever pain was going on that morning. Okay, let's keep going. According to Margaret Van Ackeren, a licensed therapist, quote, in most instances, adults sleep with childhood stuffed animals because it brings them a sense of security and reduces negative feelings such as loneliness and anxiety. End of quote. That sense of security is important when things are in flux, which means changing, helping us navigate change more successfully. Number two, stuffed animals help to ease loneliness. Okay, the modern world can feel lonely and alienating for adults, even when we're surrounded by people. In fact, there's evidence that even as we become more and more linked together by the internet, we may be getting lonelier. This is why I created this series. This series is about spending 20 to 30 minutes with somebody just talking to you, being honest about feeling lonely and dealing with depression and anxiety, but also bringing you things that will help you think and distract you in a positive way. So you're gonna learn every time you click on this series, you're gonna learn something. Humans are social creatures, and we suffer without the company of others. While stuffed animals cannot completely replace the social role of other humans play in our lives, they can help ease feelings of loneliness and alienation, helping us cope with the interconnected and lonely modern world. Number three, they also help improve mental health. Okay, according to one study, stuffed animals help patients with disorganized attachment styles from secure attachments and even rebuild impaired attachment bonds. Being able to build secure emotional attachments can help people live richer, happier lives. According to Dr. Aniko, stuffed animals are, quote, recommended in psychotherapy and for people suffering with PTSD, bipolar, and other mental disorder. End of quote. Number four, stuffed animals can help us grieve. Stuffed animals can represent a connection to a loved one that has passed, giving us a path through the grieving process and easing the feeling of loss that accompanies the death of someone close to us. In fact, you can order a memory bears, this is a plug, I guess, a stuffed teddy bear sewn in with clothing of your deceased friend or family member in order to connect you more firmly to your memories of that person. You can grieve with a stuffed animal without worrying about judgment or censure, and they offer a constant source of comfort. I've seen those before where people take like the shirt off your like dad and they make it into a teddy bear and then they put his voice in a box. That's pretty cute. Number five, stuffed animals help us heal from trauma. Ooh. Stuffed animals are used in some kinds of therapy. They can be useful in some kinds of reparenting in which a trauma survivor learns to care for and love the stuffed animal to recover from traumatic experiences in childhood. A professor of psychology at Boise State University, Rose Barlow, in quote says, animals live or stuffed can aid therapy for both children and adults by providing a way to experience and express emotions, a feeling of unconditional support and grounding. Okay? She extends that those who are healing from trauma resulting from childhood neglect or abuse. Two more to go, guys. Stuffed animals reminds us of our childhood. So those of us who are helping, working on healing our inner child, this brings us directly back to our childhood. Okay, it's a long paragraph. I don't want to read it. Number 7, stuffed animals reduce stress. We know from various studies that interacting with animals reduce stress. In fact, something as simple as petting a companion animal like a dog or a cat can cause measurable reduction in level of cortisol, which is a stress hormone. Cortisol can cause a number of psychological problems, including weight gain and increasing the likelihood of coronary disease. That's heart disease. But did you know that touching of a stuffed animal can have similar cortisol reducing effects? Touching stuffed animals helps to reduce stress, keeping us happier and healthier. In fact, stuffed animals specifically for stress and anxiety exist. Weighted animals and aromatherapeutic stuffed animals are designed to relieve stress, giving a double dose of comfort from your stuffed pals. Aromatherapeutic means that they have a scent that also helps you to relax. If you are wondering why is she breaking down the words, I work at elementary school. I am always breaking down words. That's just me. Also, my first language is French. So sometimes when I'm talking to my mom and I say certain words in English, she's like, what? And I have to break it down in French when I don't remember the translation. So I'm breaking it down in a simpler way for her to get. So it's a habit. So that's the article. The article is on bunniesbythebay.com if you want to read it. Bunnies like a bunny. Bunniesbythebay.com. Okay? I'm going to show you real quick. Let me see. Bunniesbythebay.com. Screenshot it and maybe try to flip the image. Okay? So if you don't have a teddy bear, and you are struggling with anxiety and deep levels of inner child wounds and trauma, maybe go get yourself one this week, okay? It doesn't have to be look like this. It could be a little teeny one, right? It could be a huge one because I have one that is almost as big as me, too, okay? But it's too big for my bed. I'm like, bro, just go. This is too much. I don't like people in my bed too long, so I'm like, get the fuck out. So, but if you do have a teddy bear as an adult and you've been feeling weird about it, baby, I just gave you scientific research that you know what you're doing. Don't even worry about it. Hug that motherfucker when you need to, okay? I have a couple of things that I want to read to you guys again before we finish. If you do have a teddy bear and you're still watching, can you tell me the name that you gave to your teddy bear? Because I know that 90% of us name our teddy bears. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And if you're gonna say, well, yours is called Teddy Bear, well, that's his name. That's his motherfucking name. He said his name was Mr. Teddy Bear. Why the fuck would I name somebody else something else? Why would I call him something else? Right? Now I have had teddy bears that didn't have no names and I named them. But this guy right here, he been knowing his name since I got it. My mom got me this for a Valentine's Day, maybe 6 years ago. I don't remember. I want to give you 4 things, 4 affirmations, 4 prompt questions to ask yourself to journal with. And 5, I wanted to do 4, but that song came on when I was preparing. I was like, I gotta get in this. 5 songs you can have on replay when you start to feel low, anxious, terrible, worthless. Okay? So let's start with the affirmations. It's deep breath. I've talked a lot. Can I have a sip? Can I have a little sip real quick? Ooh, that was a lot of talking. Jesus. All right, let's do this. I am safe now. My feelings, all of them, are valid. I did not deserve the abuse and pain that I endured. I allow myself to be and remain happy. I'm going to read them again, but I'm going to have them on the screen again also. I am safe now. My feelings, all of them are valid. I did not deserve the abuse and pain that I endured. I allow myself to be and remain happy. Four questions to ask yourself or journal or use maybe with your therapist. Some of us go to therapy. By the way, in the back I have Neo Soul instrumental. It's not my music. It's by Fasol Production. 1 hour of Neo Soul instrumental music. So if you can hear it, that's what's in the background. 4 prompts. They are going to be on the screen as well. You can pause it and write them down. Please use them to free yourself and to heal yourself. What makes you feel the safest? What is it? Your bedroom, your car, some outfits. I have this huge pink amazing sweater that feels just like butter on your skin. Every time I wear it, I'm like, I'm okay. What makes you feel the safest? It could be a place, right? It could be a person. What, who, where makes you feel the safest? Journal about that. Number 2, what scarred you as a child? See, some of us, or a lot of us, most of us, have had a lot of traumatic events as children. Some of us only had one. If you can think of one, when I asked that question, that one thing, that event, that memory that jumped out, write about it. What scarred you as a child? Not scared, scarred you as a child. How did you comfort yourself as a child? When you got scared, when you were nervous, when you got punished, when you felt lonely, how did you comfort yourself as a child? What did you do? Did you talk to yourself out loud? Did you get in bed? Did you cry? Did you pretend that you weren't sad? Did you go get somebody to help? Like, Mom, I'm feeling sad. I know that I used to tell my mom, Mom, I'm bored. Mom, I'm bored. Mom, I'm bored. Mom, I'm bored. I would tell her that all the time. And she would get the car, like turn on the car, like, let's go. She would take me to a store and we'll buy like a magazine that I can read with like little games in the back that I can keep me busy for a couple of days. She registered me at the biggest libraries in my country just so that, just go somewhere. What do you want me to do? So how did you comfort yourself as a child? And now, how do you take care of yourself? Do you eat good food? Do you cook for yourself? Do you take good care of your skin? How do you take care of yourself when you're sad, when you're depressed, when you're stressed out, when you are just on the brink of just breaking everything down? How do you take care of yourself? Lastly, I want to give you 5 songs that you can have in replay this week, this month, this moment to help you boost your mood. Number 1, the 2 first songs are from Lizzo. The first one is About Damn Time. The second one is Special by Lizzo again. The third one is Enough by Mayada. It's going to be on the screen, don't worry. The fourth one is Rest in Peace, Captain Seveho. Mayeda again. Last one is Smile by Eugene King. Daddy, say bye. Look at him smiling. I want to send you guys a big ass hug, a whole lot of love. And if there's anything that touched you in this, give me a like, leave me a comment. If you've watched it until this minute, put a teddy bear in the comments. Bye guys, thank you for being here. Love you. You are not alone. No, you're not. You're not. You're not. You are not alone, okay?